everybody, this is Chris coming to you live from the library on behalf of Cinefellas, the website for all your cinephilic needs. And yes, I did recently convert to peanut butter from almond. Thank you for asking. Today I'm reviewing Sausage Party, the adult animated comedy brought to us by the same crew that created This Is the End, Superbad, and several of the other, shall we say, extreme comedies that hit theaters over the last decade or so. Sausage Party is directed by Tiernan and written by Kyle Hunter, Ariel Schaefer, Seth Rogen, and Evan Goldberg. But for many, the movie's draw will come from its all-star cast, which features Rogen himself, along with Kristen Wiig, Jonah Hill, Bill Hader, Michael Cera, James Franco, Danny McBride, Craig Robinson, Paul Rudd, Nick Kroll, David Krumholtz, Edward Norton, and Salma Hayek. Now, if that's not an all-star cast, I don't know what is. Sausage Party is a computer animated parody of the wholesome Disney and Pixar movies we've come to know and love, or as Variety magazine called it, an X-rated Toy Story. Now, both of those films have phallic references. I know you don't really want to think of Tom Hanks' character in Toy Story as a sexual being, but after all, his name is Woody. We can't ignore that.
No!
Even if you are able to look past that, there's no ignoring the sexuality oozing from the meat that is Sausage Party. It just oozes like crazy. Everywhere. On the surface, the story follows the love affair of Frank, a sausage played by Seth Rogen, and Brenda Bunsen, his hot dog bun girlfriend played by the lovely Kristen Wiig. The only hope that these two have of actually being together is for a god, in this case a human being, to liberate them from the shelves of Shopwell's grocery store by purchasing their respective packages and taking them home for the July 4th holiday. The gods, these edible characters believe, will take them to a utopic place called the Great Beyond, where they will be able to live happily ever after, along with the gods.
Whoa!
One of this movie's greatest strengths is turning the tropes of big-budget animated features on their heads. One example is the musical number, or overture, used in many Disney films to introduce characters and also set the tone of the story. Sausage Party uses this device to actually shatter expectations instead of simply fulfilling them. Early in the film, Frank learns that there's more to this story surrounding the Great Beyond than what he and his friends have grown to believe. He goes on a very personal mission to discover the truth behind the Great Beyond, even when the others ridicule his choice to question something that they've grown up believing all of their lives. Along the way, our protagonist Frank meets a bizarre cast of foods designed to poke fun at stereotypes associated with their cultural roots. One example is Kareem Abdul-Lavash, a Middle Eastern bread who is voiced by the wonderful David Krumholtz. Lavash's main concerns are receiving the 40 bottles of virgin olive oil after he dies that he's been supposedly guaranteed, and making sure he doesn't get too close to his rival, Sammy the Bagel. Sammy is played by Edward Norton in a very neurotic Jewish kind of way, a la early Woody Allen films. Norton disguises his voice so well, in fact, that I didn't even realize it was him until the final credits rolled. Now that is acting.
Yeah!
One thing that you really have to know going into this movie is that Sausage Party is not at all concerned with being politically correct. Craig Robinson plays Mr. Grits, a box of the Southern favorite as an angry black man with a vendetta against crackers. Bill Hader portrays a bottle of firewater liquor as an old Native American chief with the answers to life's greatest mysteries. A true wise man. Salma Hayek is a lesbian taco named Teresa that wants to get between Brenda's buns. And Nick Kroll pumps his asshole muscle hard as douche, a feminine hygiene product and all-around turd trying to prevent Frank from reaching the Great Beyond. It might be easy to dismiss Sausage Party as mindless, blue humor, and of course it is going to offend some people. But it's really much more when you look deeper below the surface. Shopwell's grocery store as a whole is a microcosm of American society, and we might even argue a microcosm of global society. Different ethnic, racial, and economic groups are represented through the foods. They're forced to get along in order to achieve common goals while still honoring and maintaining their individuality and differences. So, right now we are in the middle of a very divisive 2016 election season. We live under the threat of terrorist attack. We live under the threat of gun violence. These are regular occurrences in our everyday lives. And so many people are also fighting at the very same time to keep their heads above water. In times like these, it's healthy to turn to pop culture for an outlet and for a good laugh. But when we look at a movie like Sausage Party as a metaphor, we can also start conversations about how to make life better for everyone. Okay? I may never look at a hot dog bun without getting extremely horny for the rest of my life, but that's a price I'm willing to pay. However, I will rethink my relationship to the world around me in some ways thanks to seeing this movie. I give Sausage Party 4.5 out of 5 hair pieces. Do yourself a favor and see it in a theater. Communal laughs are much more meaningful than ones in your room, in front of a TV, flickering all alone at night, wondering what your life's become. Once you see this film, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, but please, constructive comments only. Let's start a dialogue, not a diatribe. I'm Chris for Cinefellas, reminding you to share a movie with someone you love. See you next time. I'm strangely aroused.